but you just take me for a joke. Nothing can please you, nothing can please you, nothing at all. So I say, go back by your mother if you want we over. Go back by your father, do yourself a favor. I'm fed up of the same thing over again. You're not getting over and over again. I'm fed up of the same thing over again. You're quarreling over and over again. Every time I try to talk, you always ready to walk. Nothing can please you, nothing can please you, nothing at all. Every time I try complain, you just go mad and say nothing can please you, nothing can please you, nothing at all. So I say, go back by your mother if you want we over. Go back by your father, do yourself a favor. I'm fed up of the same thing over again. You're not getting over and over again. I'm fed up of the same thing over again. You're quarreling over and over again. Go back by your mother if you want we over. Go back by your father, do yourself a favor. I'm fed up of the same thing over again. You're not getting over and over again. I'm fed up of the same thing over again. You're quarreling over and over again.
Caution them, make it an anthem. Land of Guyana, of rivers and plains.
I'm a real Guyanese.
From the time when I step on the scene to the moment I leave.
I'm a real Guyanese.
From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green.
I'm a real Guyanese.
And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me.
I'm a real Guyanese.
I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. 6 races, beautiful faces. Put your hand them in the air if you're not racist. I pledge myself to honor always. I will never disgrace this. Them want peace how we mock. Wait your mothers. We not give you that. No, no, not one caress. Not a blade of grass. Listen up. 83,000 square miles. Oh my God, we find aisle. Me not tell you no lie. Guyana nice, but no swear for my life. Land of many waters. Bring out all the leaders in the son them and the daughters. If you want to, we fight. No, no, not at all.
I'm a real Guyanese.
From the time when I step on the scene to the moment I leave.
I'm a real Guyanese.
From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green.
I'm a real Guyanese.
And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me.
I'm a real Guyanese.
I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me. Big up, stop broke. Allow it tough crook. It now is pretty, so nobody try act shook. God big up GRM, me know I'm a tax look. And when me have the money, me can go for my bank book. Beautiful Guyana, we there in South America. Land of kite, the flora and the fauna. Independent people, so we doing what we wanna. Never violate, because you could become a Ghana. Them love we country, all the foreigners, them children salute you. In the Indian temp, love we border, we no want no problem. Never fall, we forever standing. Me love how God make you, we never forsake you. Unique in every way, God I never mistake you. If Guyana was a girl, we surely would date you. That's why them want take you.
I'm a real Guyanese.
From the time when I step on the scene to the moment I leave.
I'm a real Guyanese.
From the red to the black to the gold to the white to the green.
I'm a real Guyanese.
And nothing can change me. So nothing can change me.
I'm a real Guyanese.
I live in a foreign country. So nothing can change me.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I
Me God we go back Guyana some more. Oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu. I am the very best of them Guyanese Babu. I am the very best of the Guyanese Babu. Oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu. 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔, that is my name. Singing this song, them is how we get me fame. 𝒕𝒉𝒊𝒔, that is my name. Singing this song, them is how me get me fame. Me say, pack up me grip and let me go. Me got to go back to Guyana some more. Me say, pack up me grip and let me go. Me got to go back to Guyana some more. Oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu, oh Bangali Babu, oh Guyana Babu. I am the very best of the Guyanese Babu. I am the very best of the Guyanese Babu. Oh Bangali.
I want you to point to somebody you know and tell them you need a jari. Lyrical. Hey, hey, hey. Hey. Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Right now I feel I need a jari. Too much bad.
Morning, 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 everybody. Share the live, share the live.
Right now I
We celebrating today.
jari.
Men's and women team working. The whole of Trinidad jarring themselves right now. Share the live, people. Share the live.
Just mind your business and don't worry about me. Hey, hey, hey.
Share the live, share the live. Share the live. Share it on a friend's page in the group. Guyana Amazon Warriors Women's team coming out on top. The Guyana Amazon Warriors male team as well coming out on top. Share the live, people.
Play the thing, man. Jump the thing, man. What you don't like for yourself, don't like it for no one else. What you don't
DJ
like
Bravo.
for yourself, don't like it for no one else. They say that what goes around does always come back around. Right now I feel I need a jari. Too much bad hype on me need a jari. Right now I feel I need a jari. Too much bad hype on me need a jari. I see they watching me. Why you there watching me? Just mind your business and don't worry about me. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, hey. Morning to Lance Henry all the way from Maryland. Morning to all the persons tuned in already to the program. Really great to have you guys here.
Play the thing now.
Good morning, and welcome down to the Livewire for yet another episode. It is Wednesday, the 6th of September, and we are in full swing in relation to Heritage 2023. All the activities, or most of the activities, have begun. The list or the location of the respective heritage villages in the various communities, they are out. so persons can see where and when things are happening in these communities for Heritage 2023. Remember the theme, sustaining our cultural heritage and identity while contributing to a One Guyana. And as I said, if you'd like to find out what is on the cards for the various regions for Heritage 2023, you can check the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs Facebook page, and you can be updated there. Yes, Sumo. Yes, Sumo. You are correct. You are correct. Congratulations are due. Congratulations are due. All this curry chicken curry talk, all these Trinidadians and all this fancy talk that they get licks both sides by the men and the women. Licks like peas. Licks like peas. So hats off to the Guyana Amazon Warriors, male and female teams. They have performed excellent. Trashing TKR, male and female teams. Both of them. Licks. Besides this, I heard or I was made aware of some commitments that were made by a certain individual to another individual. One is the Guyana Amazon Warriors won last night. So I don't know if anybody passed by the HQC last night or anything. Please let me know if you saw anybody there from the Waterfall newspaper out there collecting any rewards or whatever, you know. But hats off again to the Guyana Amazon Warriors. You guys did a wonderful job, male and female. You made us proud. And we're hoping that this year is our year. I'm not saying this year is our year. I am hoping that this year is our year. You know, I don't want to jinx y'all, right? Yes, low chicken curry. Low chicken curry sherry last night. You understand? So yeah, that's something we can't overlook. We must celebrate our people when they perform, our team when they perform, despite how other persons might want to make us feel, right? I'd like to let them know that this year could be our year, right? Rowley talking up, DJ Bravo talking up. So watch yourselves, right? Cricket was really nice last night. And listen, people, I done with streaming cricket. Nobody don't ask me about streaming cricket no more. Y'all putting my accounts, my FB accounts into disrepute, and I'm done with it. So y'all go on the right place and watch your cricket, and not streaming cricket anymore. Letting people know right now. Done with that. Right? Moving along. So besides cricket, I gotta share this one. This was so funny. Look at my boy face in the TKR jersey. But before we move off of cricket. Why? Oh my goodness. Guyanese enjoyed that last night. Guyanese really did. They really did. And at least we are happy with our team. They're performing, and that's what's important. They are performing, right? So let's get down to brass tacks, as persons would say, in relation to the content in today's program. So as you guys would know, there was a horrific accident in the Berbice area yesterday involving a motorcycle and a truck. Not a car, but a truck, right? I believe the rider of the motorcycle died on location, and there's also a video that is circulating in relation to that showed how the accident occurred. And based on my assessment from looking at the video, it looked like a motorcyclist who was trying to overtake, but I guess misaveraged the distance. And by the time he got to where he wanted to be, he couldn't get back into his lane, causing a head-on collision and an explosion at the area there. So again, I'm urging persons to take it light on the streets. Slow down, slow down. Guyana, we don't have the roads for certain types of vehicles and motorcycles. Whilst we are able to buy certain types of vehicles and motorcycles, you got to understand that these vehicles and motorcycles require space to ride at and drive at certain speeds. That's why they got race tracks and those kinds of things. The public road is not a place for somebody who has a high speed or a super bike or a high speed car, a supercar, to just go there and do as they like. And sometimes it ends in the loss of life, right? So I'd like to bring your attention to a statement from the Ministry of Public Works, where they emphasized the critical importance of road safety and responsible driving in Guyana, right? And the first thing was highlighted is the alarming trend of reckless driving. The Ministry of Public Works has observed a concerning increase of excessive speeding and reckless driving on the country's roadways, which is endangering lives and public safety. The speed racing concerns raised by the ministry in the statement makes it clear that speed racing belongs on the circuit and not on public roads. And moreover, emphasizing the need for responsible driving behavior. The Guyana Police Force stats have revealed a significant increase in road fatalities in 2023 compared to the same period in 2022. This increase is attributed to speeding and, in some cases, alcohol consumption. The statement expressed concerns about the level of irresponsibility exhibited by many drivers and questions whether it is a consequence of development, right? And I heard somebody, I can't remember who spoke of this recently. Oh, I think it was Leonard Schumann on the reality check, where it seemed like when you had bad roads with potholes, big holes, and you had to take your time to move your car through, the person's taking their time. You don't want to damage your car, you don't want to pull off your bumper, whatever it is. The government do the roads. You have smooth roads now to drive on. So now people pressing the gas pedal through the floor because you got no potholes to stop you. So, I mean, it's a sad situation. But again, I am urging persons on the roadways to taper it down a little bit. The government emphasizes that the country's citizens are its greatest asset and that all individuals have a responsibility to ensure road safety through lawful and responsible driving practices. Safety should always be a priority. In relation to infrastructure development, the government acknowledges its commitment to developing road infrastructure to accommodate population growth and increase traffic, emphasizing its role in promoting economic advancements while ensuring citizens' safety. Citizens are urged to resist the temptation to engage in high-speed chases and drag racing on public roads. Enforcement of existing laws will take place, but it is emphasized that the responsibility for lawful behavior lies with all citizens. Stricter fines and penalties will be introduced to deter reckless driving and the destruction of public property. Drivers found responsible for such actions will be held accountable for the cost of repair or replacement of said public property. I'm glad that the government is moving in this direction. When some people got to build back a whole bridge, you understand, or put back some of these dividers and stuff that they're breaking down, um, that's when they will probably learn to slow down. The Ministry of Public Works aligns itself with the President and Ministry of Home Affairs, urging the police to launch a comprehensive road safety campaign to address the root cause of problems and promote responsible driving. Right? So this is a summary of the statement coming out of the Ministry of Public Works in relation to all these road accidents that have been happening on the streets of Guyana. And the statement underscores the shared responsibility of road safety, the importance of responsible driving, and the government's commitment to infrastructure development, while emphasizing the need for strict enforcement and penalties to curb the reckless behavior on the road. Right? So, guys, again, please take it a little easier on the roadways there. Look out, and especially that school has reopened. Please, you gotta take it light out there. Minister Kroll was in Region 1. So we have a new concrete road here in Region 1, at Matthews Ridge. And Minister Kroll was in the area for the commissioning of this road, right? 244 million. So it's not about the city, it's not about Georgetown or places that are easily accessed. Development all the way in Matthews Ridge there, right? Lovely concrete road completed in a timely manner for the persons in this community, right? So as I said, Minister Kroll was in the area for the commissioning. The concrete road project at Heaven Valley in Matthews Ridge, Matarakai sub-region. If I didn't say it right, please y'all don't come for me, right? Region 1 Guyana has been completed at a cost of 2.4 million. This project aims to improve transportation infrastructure in the area. The road project reflects a commitment by President Dr. Irfaan Ali to address challenges faced by residents in the region. This commitment was made during his visit to the area in December of last year, right? Minister of Housing and Water Colin Kroll attended the commissioning ceremony for the new road. During the event, the government expressed its dedication to enhancing critical infrastructure in hinterland communities to provide relief to citizens. The road was constructed by GV Construction Incorporated as a part of the Hinterland Road Program. It measures 1,150 meters in length and 16 feet in width. The Ministry of Public Works is set to supervise the completion of an additional section of the road benefiting Station Street, School Street, and Hell Hill. This expansion will further enhance transportation in the area. Now, the Matthews Ridge community, Matthews Ridge is recognized as one of the oldest Amerindian communities in the Barima-Waini area. Its main economic activity includes gold and manganese mining, as well as subsistence agriculture. Residents have long complained about the poor conditions of the roads in the area. And government to the rescue, doing its job, right? Additionally, in addition to the road project, I should say, in relation to access to electricity, the entire community now has access to electricity, fulfilling another commitment by President Ali to connect the Pakira, Minab, and Railhead areas. right? So that is what took place there at Matthews Ridge, Heaven Hill. There's a new concrete road here, 244 million as it relates to government's investment, right? Government continues um, government continues to ensure that infrastructure is done across the regions and persons can benefit from these types of infrastructure development to move their communities forward, right? Now, again, I'd like to take y'all to, well, yesterday I spoke about the IDB report. I'd like to take you back to this IDB report again, right? Now, this section of the report talks about Guyana's economic and financial situation in 2023. And this is the Inter-American Development Bank report, right? So they're talking about improved quality of lending. Guyana has made significant improvement in the quality of lending, contributing to increased access to financing and financial services. This indicates a more stable and favorable financial environment for both individuals and businesses. A more stable and favorable. Coalition, unstable, unfavorable. You realize? And I talk about this all the time. You have more small business, you got more opportunity, and we're not looking at oil and gas only, because whilst there are small businesses getting involved in oil and gas, our government has made grants, loans, carbon credits, creating jobs, raising the debt ceiling, all these things the government has been doing to ensure persons have access to more financing and they're able to take care of themselves, despite what is being peddled by the opposition and despite what was happening 2015 to 2020 when we were suffering, when we were suffering, right? When we were suffering. So let's go allow a look at the economic growth. The report underscores Guyana's rapid economic growth, primarily driven by the expanding oil production sector. This growth is expected to continue with an estimated GDP growth of 37.2% in 2023, reflecting the positive impact of government policies aimed at promoting economic expansion, right? The report then looked at the private sector credit growth. The private sector lending has shown remarkable growth, with a significant increase in 2022 and early 2023. This growth is attributed to expanding household credit, rising mortgage credit, and robust economic activity. They went on to talk about the lending portfolio. The consumption of the private sector lending portfolio reveals that businesses constitute a majority, comprising 54% of total loans, followed by mortgages at 32% and households at 12%. This diversification suggests a healthy mix of lending activity that supports various sectors of the economy. Morning, caller. Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, I already made some very important disclosure there. And I hope the opposition digest these unfolding reality about Guyana,
Yeah.
and do not try to distort the facts. Because I see you also made a little comparison in terms of the economic environment, right?
Yeah.
And the the coalition or under the opposition when they were in government as compared to what is happening now. For the coalition or the opposition, they don't have economic sense, or
Very true.
they don't. These people is broke up and done. Party today, broke tomorrow. There's the mentality, right? Look at what you heard what Mr. Norton said the other day about the country taking loans. We must take loans. Yes, statement, if one should context it, we should take loans to build the people, to support the people. Now, should the country only focus on social need of people? Shouldn't the country focus on the critical component, which is the infrastructure and making other sectors productive as well?
Exactly.
And not heavily dependent on the oil sector? I think that is prudent economic management, right?
Yep.
But Mr. Norton, I think Mr. Norton, something is wrong with him.
You think?
The reason why the government is taking loans to fund these infrastructural projects is because if you look at the environment in terms of climate change, the impact of climate change, the demand for fossil fuel, that demand or the huge demand, which is the reality now, in the next 20, 25 years, 30 years, that demand will fall. Isn't that so?
Indeed, indeed.
Because there have been an incremental transition to renewable energy. And so the demand globally for fossil fuel will decline. So we have to make sure we capitalize on the opportunity now. I heard some persons made comments about the exchange rate when Mr. Rowley tried to disrespect Guyana by making that derogatory statement about our exchange rate. But Japan right now is the world's third largest economy at nominal GDP. But the Japanese yen to $1 is 105 yen.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Governments do manipulate the currency. For example, in Cuba, when you exchange US and Cuba, you have to pay a tax. You understand? But you have a fixed exchange rate in Cuba. But why the opposition don't remind us about the PNC when the dollar was $4.35 to $1 in 1985, and the devaluation from $4.35 in 1985 to $115 in 1991. They don't like to tell people about those back then, what the reality was back then. And according to them, the PNC has all the requisite expertise to prudently manage a country. But we saw what happened in the 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Expert jokers.
Right? So what a lot of people don't understand is that our currency fluctuates based on our currency, the value of our currency fluctuates on a free market system. So it is susceptible to the change in commodity prices globally.
Right.
If not,
yes.
If not so, sir.
Correct.
Good. So you find if we should appreciate our dollar, it would make our export overseas competitive. Because everybody, price is the most important thing right now. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
So if your goods become $5 more on the international market, the demand for your product will decline. That is why China would have been able to continue that enormous economic growth for the last 30-something years. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is when the Chinese stole the patent from the Americans during the 80s and they mass-produced it and export to the third world nations. It makes cost of living. It brought down cost of living. A lot of people don't look at these things.
But it's good that you call and raise it so that even if they look, they can hear.
I mean, if you listen to 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒈𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒏 it. And I would have called him on, I think he has a program he would have a program, a weekly program. And I would call in and we would chat, right?
Mm.
But a lot of people do not understand finance, do not understand economic structure, the global economic structure, much less to understand the local economic environment, right? So if we appreciate our dollar, it will create a vacuum. It will create a difficult part for our manufacture, not only the oil sector. The oil sector is a very competitive industry right now. It's not only Guyana exporting oil, right?
Right.
You have many other countries around the world. Then you have to look at the oil price, the fluctuation in oil prices around the world, right?
Yeah.
And prices, the price of product is driven by demand and supply. So if we appreciate our dollar, yes, import may become cheap, but import don't generate import do not generate foreign exchange. Import consume foreign exchange because you have to use the money that you earn to buy what you need, right?
Correct.
And when Mr. Hart went to Washington in 1988, this free market system is something that was pivoted by the International Monetary Fund through the ERP, the Economic Recovery Program that the PNC likes to praise, which when at the implementation of some of the measures, it was proven to be unsustainable.
Right.
And the PPP had to dismantle the whole nonsense. Right? So we should be grateful and thankful to Mr. 𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒎. I mean, it's clearly a culprit, but sir, I respect the culprit.
Well, they call him, but then come with no evidence to show we involved in.
Listen to me. Before I go on the board, because I want to continue that, right? Because you recall, before the contract was signed in 2016, the opposition offered the government for them to go as a team to negotiate the contract.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And the government claimed that they are capable enough of negotiating a proper contract for Guyana. When 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒎 and his wife went to Texas, because 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒎's wife is the witness to the signatory. Imagine that. Such an important contract.
Oh my goodness.
Huh?
These people is trouble.
So if they claim that 𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒎 is a culprit, got to negotiate with culprit, because who you think is these white boys? You think there's any fail?
I know that had more sense than Raphael.
So much?
And the whole group at Congress Place, they had more sense than them. Get them to sign foolishness.
Let me tell you sellout this country, Virgin, the cheap sellout of this country started under the same Mr. Hyde. Is he brought in Barama and gave them the largest forest concession in this country. And the name is very poor. My team and get 5% royalty for food. Mr. Hyde made that agreement. A lot of people don't read, so they don't know. The same bauxite industry in Linden, before the PNC left office, they were about to privatize. They actually hire a company.
Yeah, they close on guy mine.
That bauxite operation in Linden.
Right, yeah. My aunt persons who know me would know that I come from, well, not come from Linden, but I spent some time in Linden going to school there because my aunt was high management at Guy Mine, and they closed on Guy Mine.
Okay. You ever heard about the Lord Riverbrook deal? Ask Mr. Jazzy about that.
I can check on it. You got a lot of information. I'm watching you.
Right? When Mr. Hyde went to Washington, right, he sold Guyana how cheap. So the cheapness started under Mr. Hyde. It's just that the unfortunate circumstances that Guyana would have found itself in after the PNC mismanagement and ineptitudeness for 28 years. They took a vibrant economy in 1966, and by the time they left office, we were among the poorest countries in the Western Hemisphere. And don't worry with this fallacy that people still try to tell us we are poor. We're not poor. Guyana elevated from that status in 2008.
Yeah.
Go and check it out.
Yeah.
We are an upper middle income country right now, and it's not just recently. It's since 2008 before Mr. Jazzy demitted office.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Thanks for coming through, right?
Pardon me?
Thank you for calling this morning.
Okay, sorry.
All right, you too. A lot of facts coming out. I really like it when the callers come through and they have their facts that you can go and check. Because, as I said, sometimes I feel like people in the opposition think persons got short-term memory loss. Or even if they do, I think it's something that exists on that side mainly, you know. Something that exists on that side mainly. So thank you, Vishal, for calling in and sharing your views. So let's get back to the IDB report, where they were looking at Guyana's financial situation. So I was talking about the lending portfolio, right? So the consumption of the private sector lending portfolio reveals that businesses contribute to the majority, comprising 54% of the total loans, followed by mortgages at 32%, and households at 12%. This diversification suggests a healthy mix of lending activity that supports various sectors of the economy. Now, the report also looked at the decline in non-performing loans. One of the positive indicators is the decrease in the ratio of non-performing loans to gross loans of commercial banks, dropping from 10.8% in 2020 to 4.7% in 2022. You know what I mean? People compare the loans under the coalition. Yeah, you're taking credit, but the economy is moving, nothing is doing, you can't pay your loans. This decrease signals improved loan quality and reduced credit risk for financial institutions. 2015 to 2020, the credit risk was high. The banks say want to get loans. The economy is moving. How are you going to make money as a business to repay this loan? That's what the bank are asking people. No, we ain't giving you no loan. That's what the banks been telling people during that time. Right? Because nothing is happening. And as financial, I'm sure they would have financial experts there. When they look at the landscape of Guyana 2015 to 2020, and they see what was going on, the banks ain't losing the money. You gotta have a surefire business plan. And even then, in some cases, you couldn't get anything. So when people like Christopher Jones at Buxton there talking his foolishness about Afro-Guyanese can't get loan and Afro-Guyanese can't get this and that and nonsense. Chris, you didn't want to buy solar lights from an Afro-Guyanese. Me, who come to sell you solar lights to put at your grounds that you are going to make lit. You didn't support an Afro-Guyanese business. And I ain't vexed that you don't buy the solar light, but I'm giving you an example, right, of an Afro-Guyanese business that you didn't support. I, as an Afro-Guyanese businessman, Jones Wireless, y'all can check the page. It's still on Facebook. Back then, go to him, import solar lights and all kind of thing. But no, you want to do business with Afro-Guyanese. So the loan that I take, it flopped because Chris, the government, the PNC, PNU, AFC worries that y'all are. Packer worries. Nothing proper to offer people. And I always got something to say. Let me come back to this report to show how better Guyana is doing now since the reins were handed over to the PPP from that visionless, missing, no idea having president and cabinet that we had in Granger and crew. Kool-Aid are us. Worries. But back to my report. Now, the report also touched on stable financial systems. The report highlighted Guyana's financial system as stable and well capitalized, which is essential for sustaining economic growth and ensuring the security of deposits and investments. Now, they went on to talk about access to finance. Increased access to finance for private sector is critical for economic expansion and job creation. It can also encourage small and medium-sized enterprise to participate in the country's budding oil sector, oil and gas sector, right? And I spoke about government working with the banks to increase certain things so persons have more access to loans or decrease certain ceilings so persons have more access to loans. Businesses have more access to loans. Persons have access to banking facilities through government-led initiatives to construct their homes and that kind of thing. And that's important. That is important. That is something that we weren't seeing under the Granger-led administration. You'd see a cardboard at Granger, but an economic plan, no. Right? An economic plan, no. He can come out at the 50th anniversary to sit down on the stage and look over everybody like he's holier than thou in a sanctimonious way. Look over everybody or come out an event, say, yeah, I'm the president, I'm here. Right? That is what he was interested in. The pomp and fancy, not making life better for Guyanese, not improving the economy so businesses could grow, right? And finally, the report touched on the government initiatives. It highlighted the government's efforts to create an enabling environment for the private sector, growth. That has been acknowledged in the report. The report suggests that these initiatives and measures have played a role in fostering economic growth and sustainability, right? So in summary, Guyana's improved lending quality, strong economic growth driven by the oil and gas sector, and government policies promoting private sector expansion and key factors highlighted in this report shows you the trajectory Guyana is on. And these developments bode well for the country's economic prospects and access to financial services for its citizens and businesses. We can't say that we used to see that or hear about that under the coalition. We cannot. We cannot. Right? Paul, if you want to know the interest rate on a $10 million loan, you come to Guyana, go to Republic Bank and don't message foolishness on my life, sir. You are with some nonsense. What's the interest rate on a $10 million loan in the States, in the state that you're in now? What's the interest rate on it? You could get a $10 million loan now in the States in your current capacity? Bye. Look, let me move on. This guy is just show up and send me into a rickety. Anyway, remember tell y'all the CSO is working again. Remember tell y'all how the PVP came back into government and create and rehired CSOs. Some of the 2,000 CSOs that were fired under the coalition. Y'all remember I told y'all about that on a previous program? Well, guess what? These two shows and CDC chairs who were at the NTC spoke of how these CSOs have been interacting with the community and the value that they have brought with their services, right? So the reinstatement of the community support officers by the government, the PPPC government, in 2020 has had a positive impact on Amerindian communities. This was highlighted during the National Tushaws Council Conference. Several Tushaws, several chairpersons from indigenous communities, district councils, have expressed their appreciation for the valuable contribution of CSOs to the community's development. Right? Let's look at Tushaw Randolph Wilson from Akawini Region 2, who praised the CSOs for their diligent work in his village, where they were involved in census work. They are going to great lengths to ensure comprehensive data collection and community support. Let's look at the professional development now. CSOs are not only performing essential tasks, but they're also engaging in professional development. They are establishing themselves in the community health centers through government-supported programs, emphasizing their commitment to the community's well-being. Varied skill sets. Tushaw James Davis of Tiger Pond in Region 9 highlighted the diverse roles of the CSOs in different sectors, such as education, health, infrastructure, and more. This diversity has helped to alleviate some of the burdens on the village council, right? Let's look at leadership and responsibility. Amon Tom, the CDC chair of WONA in Region 1, commended the CSOs for their leadership qualities and their ability to take on assigned tasks. He stressed that the CSO program has been instrumental in addressing various challenges within the villages. Let's look at the collaborative efforts. Roxanne Skeet, and you see, I ain't just telling you what the CSOs doing. I call them people names, you have to go and look for them and answer yourself. I'm calling persons' names, right? Roxanne Skeet, a CDC chairperson from the village of Barabina in Region 1, emphasized the collaborative spirit of the CSOs. They work closely with the village council and assist with various projects, demonstrating their commitment to community development. Gratitude to the government, right? And which government? The Irfan Ali-led government, the PVPC government. The Tushaws and the chairpersons expressed their gratitude to the government for dispatching CSOs to Amerindian villages, right? For dispatching CSOs to Amerindian villages, they recognize the significant role that CSOs play in contributing to the development within indigenous communities. So the CSOs have emerged as a valuable asset in Amerindian communities, providing essential services, alleviating the workload of the local authorities, the councils in these areas, and actively contributing to the development of these communities. Their diverse skill sets and their commitment to their roles are appreciated and recognized by these community leaders. And this is why we see them talking about it at the National Tushao Conference, because these persons are ensuring that the indigenous village, the indigenous communities, the villages, along with their councils, have what they need to progress and move forward, right? Have what they need to progress and move forward. So hats off to the government for ensuring that these CSOs were reemployed and are being a benefit to their community, right? They're being a benefit to their community. So since we're talking about people who work in, let me jump over to labor a bit. And you all know Minister Hamilton is a very active Minister of Labor. He's in the regions weekly, so sometimes I dare say daily, and he ensures that training and workers' rights are never trampled upon, right? And he's a stickler for standards. So Minister Joseph Hamilton, Minister of Labor, conducted a tour of the Region 6 construction site where they're building the Guyana Technical Training Center. The center is eagerly awaited and is a result of a collaboration between the government of Guyana and ExxonMobil Guyana. So despite what Glenn Lala is saying, and Guyana isn't benefiting anything from Exxon oil and gas, we still see that there's investment. And so here are some photos of the minister on the ground there, visiting the construction site, right? And some of the persons who are working on this facility here as well. Okay. So the Learning Institute. Let's look at the Learning Institute itself. The Guyana Technical Training Center, Inc. is a significant educational project that aims to provide technical training to individuals in Guyana. And as I said, it's currently under construction. This is a partnership that was made possible between the government of Guyana and ExxonMobil Guyana, highlighting the involvement of both public and private sector in supporting education and skills development. The size of this facility, the institute is set to occupy a substantial area spanning between 50,000 to 60,000 square feet. It will feature a range of facilities, including dormitories, dining hall, classrooms, admin rooms, laboratories, a guardhouse, operation and storage facilities, covered pathways, a gazebo. Additionally, there will be an open training area spanning 15,000 to 20,000 square feet. The primary focus of the center is on technical and vocational training, which is critical for enhancing the skill set of individuals and addressing the workforce needs. So you remember when I told you all about the vice president talking about the lack of persons to fill certain jobs in this country? Y'all remember when I told you all about the need, or the vice president told you guys about the need for certain companies to import labor to finish certain major projects, certain major government projects on time? Now, if look at what the labor ministry is doing. Clearly, we have some unskilled persons here. Not everybody's academically inclined. And then you have some persons who learn by experience. They might not have certification. So they might know to operate an excavator, but you're not certified to operate an excavator. So you can go to an oil and gas company and apply for a job. You can, and with the trajectory that Guyana is on, a lot of other companies, even outside of the oil and gas sector, will want to become ISO certified. So they can't hire you without certification. So we see government putting systems in place to ensure persons can upskill themselves, become certified, and make themselves more marketable in the work arena, right? The more persons that we have trained here in Guyana in various skill sets, it can only augur well for Guyana. You think if that company who's building the harbor, the new Demerara River crossing, could have found all the skills and the personnel needed for that, the personnel needed to operate the heavy machinery and that kind of thing needed for that here, they wouldn't have done it? I'm pretty sure they would have done it, because at the end of the day, it's still a cost to fly people to Guyana and fly them back home to the company. It's still a cost to house them here, to feed them. They got to move around. You understand? It's a bunch of additional costs. So we see the government putting systems in place so that Guyanese can be upskilled and fill these vacancies that we have here. Fill these vacancies that we have here. Just yesterday, I was looking at the Guyanese Critics Live, and he was reading the vacancies in the papers. So I don't see how some persons saying they can't find work. Literally every day you go down the road, you see some place wants somebody, some vacancy for something. Now, mind you, this might not be the job you want. It might not be the job you're trained for. But if you are unemployed, you're depending on your parents or somebody's taking care of you, providing food, accommodations, whatever. You're paying rent, nothing, mortgage, nothing. You won't want to take a job until you find the job that you want, or the job that you feel is good enough for you to have some sort of income, right? A little bit money is better than no money. So sometimes when I hear persons complaining they're finding work, they got work all over this country. It mightn't be what you want to do, but in life, it's not always what you want to do. You got to make the best of what you have, right? So if you are unemployed, and especially for the young men, I live on the west side, and they got a supermarket just close to where I'm living. And they got some mornings I would go there to buy stuff. And they got a youth man out there, right? Sit down at the front of the supermarket. Some days he's screwing his hair because his hair is long. He's younger than I am. And uncle left something now, even if it's a 20. I usually say, no, you serious? Instead you ask Chinese for a walkie to be a porter or to pack little groceries or something. You for real? You for real? Find some work on some water truck or something, trout water or something, and get a little money at the end of the week. You sit down in front of the supermarket begging people when you ain't sick, you ain't got no disability. You just what? Lazy? So even some persons begging on the road. Yeah, Dale, you're late, but you're here. Better late than never, my brother. Welcome. You understand? So even some persons begging on the road, when I look at you and I see, well, okay, probably you're old and you can't walk no more. You probably was disgusting, so your family left you. And you got to think. I get something. But when you younger than me, you ain't doing nothing. And most of the times, and I can mention that. You're younger than me, you're not doing anything. And you out there begging people. Look, the other night, well, I think that one was mad, but I'm going to leave that one alone. But I'm saying the young people need to grasp these opportunities, right? That center that the minister has been able to broker with Exxon, and the government of Guyana has been able to broker with Exxon, is for the people of Guyana, the youths of Guyana, for y'all to go there, upskill yourself so you could play a role in Guyana's future, the oil and gas industry, agriculture, whatever sector you want to fall into. Because heavy duty operators is not only for oil and gas. You got used for that in construction. You got used to that in mining. You got used to that in agriculture. You got used to that in, I mean, these guys who drive these container trucks, you have to have a heavy duty operator license, I think, for that, or a tractor license. So it's all about creating opportunities for persons to get employed. And with the way that Guyana has been moving, that's what y'all guys need to do. Fall in there and do something with yourself, and stop listening to Kool-Aid drinkers. You understand me? Stop listening to Kool-Aid drinkers. So other than the training center there, the minister also visited 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒎, where he spoke with some of the apprentices there and the persons doing training there, and encouraged them. And you know what I like about these photos? You see the diversity, right? You see the diversity, right? But before I get to that, just let me let you know where he was at. So Minister Hamilton also took the opportunity to visit the New Amsterdam Technical Institute and the 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒎 Training Center in Port Moran, Region 6. These visits allowed him to observe and assess ongoing training programs at these institutions, right? So look. That's Minister Hamilton. Minister Hamilton. Look, this young lady doing heavy duty equipment operator. And that's what I love. They're bringing females into the workforce, right? I will never forget Alicia Duggan, the young lady who, when I saw her jump into the excavator and do her thing, I was like, wow, really and truly, this is amazing. Because just like America and these first world countries, the women in Guyana now have an opportunity to go out there and earn. Some of them are in some situations where you have some deadbeat dads and they're on their own. Now they can go out and be gainfully employed, right? Not just probably doing a domestic or an office job, but on a construction site, in a high-paying job. You understand? These operators don't get paid a little bit of money. Excavator operator, that's a high-paying job. You understand? So I am glad that young ladies like this, young people like these are able to come out and get trained. And so speaking about the diversity, right? So unlike what the PNC, APNU telling people, Afro-Guyanese not getting opportunity. Afro-Guyanese not benefiting from anything. It's only the Indo-Guyanese party, it's only Indo-Guyanese benefiting, right? This is a young lady of mixed race. Mixed race. So look at the photo. We have Afros and Indos here. I think this is a 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒎, the training center there. This is 𝒊𝒏𝒂𝒊𝒎 again. I think these are the apprentice. Afro-Indo. There's a mix. There's a mix, unlike what persons are trying to put out there, right? There's a mix. You see a little Amrinianish boy in the back there, and that is what people try to show. At least that's what I try to show here. You have a government that's dealing with one Guyana. You understand? You don't hear that from the other side. Look at the humbleness in the minister. The minister take a nice little seat and talking with these persons. He is superior. Y'all remember when they had some stupidness on Coffee Square, some foolishness on Coffee Square, where the coalition government had to bring out these big executive chairs, AC tent, and all sorts of foolishness to meet with the people? That's the foolishness that they just go on with. You understand me? Look at the humbleness of Minister Hamilton here. And you couldn't see that in them. You think you could have get Granger to come and sit down here like this and get off with you? You better get from here. You better get from here. Right? So that was Minister Hamilton doing what he does best, interact with the people and make sure that the people are receiving the government services. Anyway, folks, that's all the time I have for today. It was wonderful being here with you. Before I go, I just want to remind you that TKR got a terrible licking last night. Twice. twice. So all DJ Bravo could do was scratch them because out he knows. DJ Bravo. You understand me? Congratulations to the Amazon Warriors. Excellent performance. Excellent performance. And to the Amazon Warriors female team. Wonderful, excellent performance. Bossing TKR tail. All wrong. All no. All how. So, currently in Trinidad, folks, beer jarring going on in Trinidad right now. You hear me? Beer jarring going on in Trinidad because they want to know is how Guyana sharing looks like this. But guess what? Guess what? This year is we year. This year is we year. No matter what they do. You understand? No matter what they do. Anyway, that's all the time I have for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be here with you tomorrow, as usual, taking you through the paces. So today is Wednesday. Make sure you drink water. Call somebody and tell them you love them. You understand? It's the middle of the week. So if you tell anybody you love them for the week, do it today. Call somebody, find out how they're doing. If you have a Trinidadian friend, help them out with a jari, right? That's all for me. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe out there. Big up to our sponsors, 𝒖𝒔𝒄𝒍𝒂𝒊𝒎𝒆 Security Service. Remember, you're secure, 𝒖𝒔𝒄𝒍𝒂𝒊𝒎. Call them for sanitizing services, unarmed services. They're going to be starting the K9 unit soon. And also they provide security for entire communities. So, check them out. 𝒖𝒔𝒄𝒍𝒂𝒊𝒎 Security Services. That's it for me. Until tomorrow.